It is the 5th and final day of your 5-day chair yoga challenge, and look how far you've come. It's really important to acknowledge how far you've come, that you committed and that you made it through these 5 days. I want to share with you this idea of when gratitude arises, fear disappears. When gratitude arises, fear disappears. That's quite an advanced teaching in yoga, but I think as we practice this gratitude practice today, I think you'll start to get a sense of how gratitude can be a really calming, centering attitude. So without further ado, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself, and I'll see you in that chair in just a moment. Okay, take your noble seat at the front of your chair. Feet in the ground. Pelvis, just awareness of your pelvis in your chair. Aware that you can lengthen your spine and bring your head right up on top of your spine. Close your eyes for a moment. Just check in with how you're doing. How's your energy today? It's important that we move or practice our yoga from wherever we are at. So from wherever you're at right now, you're just going to give 100% of what you've got to give right now. And that 100% looks very different on different days. Start to invite your breath to breathing in and out evenly. So maybe count your breath 3 or 4 in and the same out, breathing through the nose if that's available to you. Starting to add that drawing back and up of your belly as you exhale, and the softening of your belly right down to your pelvic floor as you inhale. Okay, keeping that steady, even breath going, please gently blink your eyes open. Release your arms alongside you. We're going to inhale and reach the arms forwards and high, looking up. And as you exhale, gently lower your arms alongside you. Flip your palms. Breathe in, open the arms just as high as they can. Exhale, lower your palms back down to the front. Inhaling, reach your arms up. Look at your thumb tips if you can. And as you exhale, lower your arms, maybe even bring them a bit behind you. Flip your palms open, breathe in, circle up, reach up and look up. And as you exhale, lower your arms again. As you breathe in, reach your arms forwards and high. Look at your thumb tips. And as you exhale, steadily lower down, maybe a touch behind you. Palms open, inhale, reach up and open. And again, exhale, palms down as you lower down. Last round here. Breathe in, forwards and high. Exhaling, lowering back down. Maybe the arms behind you, palms flip open. Inhale, circle all the way up. And as you exhale, gently rotate to the right. Breathe in, return to the center. Exhale, gently turn to your left. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, rotating to your right. Again, inhale, reaching high. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, reaching high. Interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, flip your palms gently to the ceiling. If that's too much, just send your hands ahead of you or a bit higher. Have a good breathe here. Notice how your ribs have kind of lifted, open at the sides. Maybe breathe a bit wider into your body. Maybe draw your upper arms a bit closer together. Maybe sit a bit taller. And when you're ready to exhale, releasing your arms all the way back down and give your shoulders a roll out. Okay, so we're going to do just a bit more moving before we come to the main part of class today. And I'm looking forward to it. If you're able to stand, please come to stand. If you're not able to stand, you can do this seated. You can cross an ankle here, or you can sit a bit further back and turn a heel open, or even sit with the legs more or less at a right angle. So if you're seated, here's the options. Here, here, here. If you're able to stand, bring yourself up to standing, and we're going to stand with the right hip next to the chair back. So you are to the left of your chair. So this is important to line up your hip joint with the side of the chair, and we're just going to rest the fingertips to the chair. So make sure you're not leaning onto the chair. Bring your left hand to your left hip, step your feet together, big toes or bunions, step them together, press into your right heel, and as you press down into your heel, you're going to lift a bit taller. Same principle as when we were seated. So here's the options. You can bend the knee and be on the toes. That's the left knee. You can turn the left hip open and find a kind of kickstand position with your left heel balanced on the inner right ankle. Or if you'd like to go further, you can slide that left foot up. Check your right hip does not swing to the right. So draw the right hip in and press your right heel down. Option, left hand to your heart. Friends in the chair, you can bring both hands together ahead of your heart. Okay. Option, inhale, left arm rising. Friends in the chair, option, both arms rising. So, friends who are standing, steady. Actually, this goes for people seated as well. Look out a few feet ahead of you and find a spot on the ground that's not moving. Steady your gaze to that spot. So you're going to look at that one spot, and you're going to keep your gaze steady, but soften your eyes. So you've got a soft, steady gaze. This is really part of quietening the mind. If you remember from day one, yoga stills the fluctuations of the mind. If you steady your eyes, it will help to steady your mind. And in this case, for the friends who are standing, it will help to steady your balance, because there's an option here to float your right hand from your chair back. Your chair is right there, so you can always grab it. But keep your gaze steady. Everybody, notice your breathing. Friends who are standing, keep pressing the right heel down. You can find your chair back again with your right hand, and then everybody, as you exhale, carefully lower your one or two arms. Bring your left knee, left hip out. We're going to wiggle the hips. So if you're seated, you can do the thing where we roll to the inner and outer feet just to roll the hips out. Let's give the shoulders a bit of a roll. In fact, let's have a shimmy and a shake because it's day 5. Give everything a good wiggle. And then come around to the other side of your chair. Don't forget, line up your chair back with your hip. Left fingertips for balance. Step your big toes to touch. Right hand to your right hip. Friends in the chair, this would be your right ankle crossing, unless you did the other side last time. It's not important. Friends who are standing, press your left heel much more strongly down and get taller. We're going to bend the right knee. Option to open the right hip, make a kickstand. Option to slide that right foot up. Keep pressing the left heel down. Get even taller than you are. And then everybody look out onto the ground ahead of you. Steady your gaze to one thing. Soften your gaze. And then place your right hand to your heart center, optionally. Keep your gaze really steady. Friends who are seated, you can take both hands together ahead of your heart center. Notice your breathing. Keep your gaze steady and soft. option to breathe in and raise your right arm. If you're in the chair seated, you can raise both arms. And then one more option for the standing friends, and that would be, if you'd like to float that left hand just away from the back of your chair. Keep your eyes steady and soft. Check you're not holding your breath, friends. This is, of course, the famous Vriksasana tree pose. When you're ready, as you exhale, find that chair with your left hand. Carefully on your next exhale, lower your right arm or both arms. Step on out. And again, let's wiggle out the hips and shimmy out the shoulders. And then come bring yourself to your seat once more. And as you seat yourself, just close your eyes if you're willing. And notice how you're doing. Notice if you're feeling lively, energized, exhausted, somewhere in between. It's possible to feel energized and calm, right? They're not mutually exclusive. And then please open up your eyes, blink your eyes gently open. So we're going to slide forwards on the chair, and we're going to reach out the heels here. And as you inhale, we're going to reach out the arms at shoulder height. So we're doing a bit of a narrower version of this pose. If you remember a couple days ago, we were wide open. This is a narrower version. If it doesn't work for you, you can take the wider version. Do what you can to keep the arms lifted. Reach out from your armpits, up the outside edge of your arm to the outer blade of your pinky fingers. Pull your toes a little closer to your shins, sending the sides of your waist a little longer. Having a good breathe. And when you're ready to exhale, careful with your shoulders as you lower back down. Bending your knees, bringing them back, ankles underneath your knees. Have a breathe for a moment. Come back to 4 in, 4 out, or 3 in, 3 out if you prefer. Okay. So we're going to step the feet together and take the right ankle over the left. And if that is enough for you, please stay there. Otherwise, flex your right ankle. So notice I'm not just flopping my foot, but I've got it flexed, that ankle. And if it's available to you, your outer right ankle to your left thigh. If that doesn't work, this is totally fine. Give your hip a bit of a wiggle here, a bit of a noodle, as we like to call it. And then let it be. We're going to take the hands together and then open out the 3 middle fingers, the 3 middle fingers. So I've got my thumbs and my little fingers together. So you've started to make a beautiful blossoming flower shape. We're going to bring that ahead of the heart. Maybe roll your shoulders back and down. Bring it right ahead of your heart center. Close your eyes if you're willing. Soften any areas that you notice are kind of uptight and squeezed and tense. And know that this beautiful flower you've made is a reflection of your beautiful heart. And as you're seated here, is there any way that you could release your right hip a touch more? And then blinking your eyes open. As you inhale, let this beautiful flower rise up higher and higher. And as you exhale, release it out. I don't know where it's going. Carefully with your knee especially. Undo. See, I'm keeping my ankle flexed, not flopping my foot. And then let's see what happens on the other side. So bringing your feet together, crossing your left ankle. By the way, you could also just cross your knees. That would be okay too. Otherwise, flex your left ankle as you bring it to rest on your right thigh, just behind your knee there. Give it a little noodle around. It's very gentle, right? I'm not pushing my knee down, anything like that. Just wiggling my hip here for a moment. And then again, we're going to take the palms together ahead of the heart center. And again, we're going to, we're going to do something a little different, my mistake. We're going to open the hands just a touch into this very soft version of Namaste. This is the greeting Namaste. The light in me acknowledges or bows down to the light in you. But we're going to soften that into a beautiful kind of opening of a bud shape right ahead of the heart again. So sit tall. Close your eyes if you're willing. Bring your chin a little towards your throat and bow your head just a touch. And again, invite that left hip to let go. And in that beautiful shape that you made between your hands, you can imagine a beautiful, bright flame reflecting the light that's in your heart. And then blinking your eyes gently open as you inhale, again lifting this light all the way up. Letting it go, a bit like those lanterns, those paper lanterns, releasing your arms. And same thing, keep an action in your ankle as you release this hip. Go ahead and roll to inner and outer feet. And one time as you inhale, circle up, reach up, stretch up. And as you exhale, come on down through your midline. Okay. So rest your hands to any comfortable position. I'm going to invite you, if you'd like to unite your index finger and thumb. This is called Jnana Mudra, the seal of wisdom, with the palms open. So you could lengthen your arms, you can rest the hands any comfortable position, but sense that you can have a soft throat and openness in your collarbones. So if you know that you have a tendency to collapse your chest, roll your shoulders back and down. Close your eyes if you're willing. And as you begin to settle yourself to your seat, notice the nostrils. And start to sense breath moving through your nostrils. Perhaps you sense breath a bit cooler as you inhale, those streams in the left and the right nostril. Perhaps you sense a bit cooler on your breath in and a bit warmer on your breath out. Just allow your forehead, your jaw to stay soft. As you settle your attention to the steady stream of breath in both your left and your right nostrils, rising and returning. And now if you think back over your day, or maybe over yesterday, or even the past 5 days, what is one thing that you're really grateful for? Could be anything at all. Could be the person who told you about this 5-day chair yoga challenge. It could be just grateful for being able to get out of bed in the morning. It could be grateful for each of these breaths that you're drawing. Maybe you're grateful to your neighbor, or maybe to somebody in your family, or maybe just to the existence of YouTube. Let's find one thing. Doesn't have to be big. One thing that you're grateful for. And as you consider this one thing that you're grateful for, bring your attention to your heart center. So behind your breastbone, deep in your chest. Settle your attention there. Close, or maybe even at your spine. And as you recall what you're grateful for, place that sense of gratitude, or even the word thank you, or any other language, the words for thank you. Place that word right there into that spot in your heart center. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sense your whole body now, from your heart beginning to spread gratitude out from your heart like a warm blossoming, a blooming of warmth from your heart, spreading through your chest, your upper back, your shoulders, even down through your arms, into your wrists and your fingers. And from your heart into your back, how does that feel to spread the warmth of gratitude into your back, your upper back, your mid back, a blossoming of gratitude into your low back and your belly, so that your whole torso is filled with a kind of warmth of gratitude. And now as you breathe in, open your arms wide. You can keep your eyes closed. And as you exhale, you're going to take your right hand to your left armpit, your left hand to your upper right arm, and then carefully draw your chin a bit back and down. And give yourself a hug of thanks. Thank you, and thank you to your body. Thank you to your breath. Even you thank you to your busy mind. And from here, we're going to slide one hand to the forehead and one hand to your heart. If you don't want to touch your body, that's okay. You can just hover your hands there, connecting the wisdom of your heart and your mind. The mind to the wisdom of your heart. And then finally, still with your eyes closed, carefully, gently uniting your hands, but to that very soft, cave-like shape. Please repeat after me. Loka samasta. Now you. Loka samasta. Sukhino bhavantu. Sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And a moment of gratitude for the great tradition of yoga. And I offer you my gratitude for showing up these past 5 sessions. It's taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you can move through the world in a more loving way. Take your time to blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for all your efforts. I'll send you a love note tomorrow. Don't forget your journaling prompt, right? If you haven't had the journaling prompts, if you're just watching on YouTube, you can check below and there's information about how to get the journaling prompts. Thank you for being here. You did it!